Courage is the key for you to achieve a lot more of what you desire. So I've met so many people that tell me, for example, I'm not ready to publish my book. I'm not ready to, I don't know, be featured in a podcast, or I'm not ready to start speaking, or I'm not ready to tell my story because I haven't done anything monumental enough as to start speaking or to start telling my story or to start publishing a book. And I think that it's really critical to kind of stop leaving that, you can say that fear of not being enough, and the fear of assuming that just because other people have done different things, they have started speaking, or they have published their book, or they have, I don't know, whatever it is that you want to do, just because they've done it and your journey is different, okay? So it's like you need to have that courage to go after what you truly desire. And the reason I wanted to come on today to talk about that was because I think that courage is one of the most essential things that you need this year, more than anything, more than money, more than love, more than abundance. I think you need courage. And the reason for that is because a lot of times you know what to do, you just don't do it. And also you have the right resources, you just don't use them. And you have the right platforms, and you have maybe access to people who can help you to kind of publish a book, or to speak on stage, or to meet the right people that will transform your business, but you just don't reach out. Okay, so I do think one of the most powerful things you can do right now is to get some courage, and to get some courage by just looking at very, in a very authentic way, to look at what you truly desire, and to kind of ask yourself, okay, so what do I truly desire, and how am I going to get it? And a lot of times getting that is, you can say, at the edge of your comfort zone. Okay. And for a long time, I really struggled to even, live stream, or to go online, or to start speaking. And the reason for that was because for a long time, I was very afraid of public speaking. And for a long time as well, I was afraid of putting my content out on social media, for fear that it wasn't going to be good enough, for fear that it was going to be rejected in some way. Now, how many of you have ever seen people live streaming, or people, I don't know, posting videos and then nobody engaging, or next to nobody engaging with their content? Okay. And that kind of, you can say maybe you were one of those people that were also judging those people and thinking, you know what, these people are, they're not very good, and I'm never going to be like them because, I'm simply not going to post anything. Okay. And if you've ever been in this situation, what you'll know is that to become really good, you have to be okay with being not so good for a while. Okay. And that's what a lot of people just are not comfortable with, thinking that, you know what, they want to be really good to start. And that's really hard to do. And the reason for that is because it's like you can't really be good if you don't accept that you're going to pretty much suck for a while. Okay. And it's possible you're going to suck for a long time. Okay. But there's no way to kind of like learn how to dance, for example, without first acknowledging that you have to go through those steps of, step 1, step 2, step 3, in the same way that, babies, when they kind of get born, they don't like start walking and so on. It's kind of the same process. You have to just accept that maybe your first video is not going to be so great. And there will be, a lot of technical issues and so on. But then your second and your third and so on is going to be great, right? In the same way, I think publishing a book, or, starting to speak, or daring to do more of what you truly desire, is always at the edge of your comfort zone. And you just have to accept that some things are not going to be perfect. And sometimes, like my video is blurry right now. I have no idea why. It just kind of started to be blurry right now. And it's driving me a bit crazy, but I have to just accept that this is what it's going to take for me to actually continue to tell you about this message that I really had to deliver to you today. And what this message is that I think a lot of people, okay, maybe it's you as well, a lot of people simply don't post anything on social media. And the reason why you may not post on social media is because you're simply afraid the content isn't going to be good enough, professional enough, I don't know, fun enough, exciting enough for people to engage with it. And I think that there's no way you're just going to be like, like this viral machine. And yeah, it could happen to you, one out of millions of people, it could happen to you. But I think the most important thing is getting started, okay? Starting with something small and then kind of building big. And just accepting there could be a period of time where you're just refining and fine-tuning and getting better. And it's not just important to have like, okay, thousands of likes. Yes, it's great to be liked, it's great to be loved, it's great to be admired, it's great to have thousands of followers and thousands of likes and thousands of, people admiring your work. But the reality is you have to start with something. And that something has to be that you start with the first step. What is the first step? Is to speak more, okay? And I also think that for those of you that have already achieved a lot of things, one of the first steps is, getting recognized for it. Because I think I know a lot of entrepreneurs, and I think that the ones that have achieved great things, it's like it's hard, okay? Have you ever had that experience where it's hard for you to actually accept that you're being recognized for something? Like it's hard for you to accept an award for something, even though, let's say you have, 400 properties, or you impacted, thousands of people's lives with your services and your products. But maybe it's hard for you to accept an award. Maybe it's hard for you to kind of speak online, or to speak on a podcast, or to be featured in a book. You're always saying, tomorrow, tomorrow, tomorrow. Why is there always tomorrow and not today? A lot of it is because of fear of criticism, okay? And to combat that, what do you need? You need courage. And I mean a lot of courage. Now, I would think that the easiest way for you to kind of start following your dreams is just to take a really small step towards your dream. And that step could well be, okay, if you have done, great things for humanity, for thousands of people, you can look at different organizations that have available the opportunity to give you some recognition for your work. And for those of you that, let's say, you have never spoken online or in a podcast or in social media, you can start doing your very first video. And for those of you that are already speaking, have a look at how you can make it more exciting, more fun, more you, more authentic. And for those of you that are have never considered publishing your book, maybe start with small, maybe start with a chapter, okay? And if you're someone who is considering publishing your book, I'll let you know that I can publish your book. And if you're not ready to publish a full book, maybe you just want to publish a chapter in a book. Now, the key thing is that to achieve anything, you have to start. And you have to start with something that might feel, might give you a little bit of, might make you a little bit queasy at start, might make you a little bit strange to start. But then with time, you'll discover that the more you do, the more you go on your path of, releasing that content that you have, the more you will inspire people. And the other thing is that, for those of you that are already posting, but you're posting in a very shy way, almost like you post a little bit, and if it doesn't get a lot of likes immediately, you kind of delete it, and then you post again, and then you kind of delete that because that doesn't get enough, traction and so on. What I'll have you know is that you have to give people time, okay? You have to give yourself time as well. And I think that there's a correlation between what you do and your expectation. Okay, so for example, let's say if I'm posting a video and let's say only one person sees it. Okay, now if that person actually changes their life because I posted that video, it's already worth it. Does that make sense? So, and also you don't need a lot of people. Okay, of course, it's great to work with a lot of people to impact thousands of people's lives or millions. But the reality is that it depends on your business and what you provide. But the reality is you don't need to work with thousands and thousands of people. You can start impacting the lives of 5 people or 10, okay? And then from then on, do a really good job with them. And then it kind of keeps going and rolling and rolling. And then all of a sudden, you are impacting thousands of people's lives. And I think it's all about looking at, it's not just quantity, it's quality as well. So do your best, do your videos, or do your, publish your book, or publish a chapter, publish an article, or, get featured in the media. Do something that will get you out of your comfort zone. Now, I've recently met a lot of really, really successful entrepreneurs, and I mean really successful entrepreneurs. And I find very shocking how they seem to be like not ready yet to publish, not ready yet to kind of, get their brand out there. And I do find that it's all down to this thing, lack of courage, lack of enough courage to kind of show themselves to the world. A lot of times maybe it's you as well. A lot of times they hide, okay? They hide behind their business. And at some point, they're thinking, or maybe you're thinking, you know what, at some point when I'm going to be super successful, when my business is very successful, then I'm going to start, talking about my success and so on. But in the meantime, I can be like this invisible person. And a lot of entrepreneurs do that. A lot of really, really high net worth entrepreneurs do that. They kind of hide behind their business, and it's only when they've had tremendous amount of success, that's when they kind of become more comfortable to share that with, a much larger audience. And you can do it like that as well. But I do think that I do think that first, when you're sharing things along the way, you're going to inspire more people. Because let's say if let's imagine you're starting to share your videos and so on today, okay? And let's say you're not looking great. Let's say your business isn't great. Let's say you are, okay, you're doing okay. And then you're just, I don't know how to say, it's like, imagine your neighbor, or imagine I know, some other businesses and some other entrepreneurs watching your progress. Okay, it's almost like by doing these videos day by day, you're going to be not only documenting this journey, people will see your journey. They will see that not only it was possible for you to grow from, zero, or from wherever you were at the time when you started to do videos, and they will see like a documented video log of your progress. And because of that, they will be a lot more inspired than if you were to just like pop out when you're already like making 100 million and you're saying, oh yeah. And then people will be like, oh yeah, he can do it because he has the money. They will not be seeing that journey. Does that make sense? And that's the reason why I believe it's more important to be documenting your journey and to be almost like become an influencer, even from the moment that you are starting to be in business, from the moment you actually get the courage to do it, and kind of keep going. Because when you do it like that, you have a bigger impact. First, you have a bigger impact for those people for the naysayers, for the, challengers, for those people that don't believe in you, okay? And you'll also find that maybe you're one of those people that, let's say you post something and then you feel so bad about it. And I tell you, I know this because I used to do that for a long time. I used to post stuff, nobody would engage with it for a long time. And I used to feel like so unloved and unwanted in my content. I felt like my content wasn't desired and unwanted. So I would like delete a lot of the times the content that I had posted, and I feel really bad. I would feel really bad about it. Okay. Now, I think it's normal to feel like that. Okay. It's normal, because I'm just going to look at if there's any one of you that is commenting on this. And if not, then I'm just going to continue. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is that when you start posting on social media, when you start elevating your brand by speaking at events, when you start publishing a chapter or publishing a book or sharing a content at a workshop or at an event, what happens is that you are making a much bigger impact than you imagine. And the reason for that is because you are going to inspire the people that are watching, okay? And you're also going to inspire the people that are actually, the naysayers. You're going to inspire them the most, okay? Because you will find much later down the line that there are people that have been watching you from day one, okay? And hoping that you will not make it, okay? And also not only hoping that you will not make it, but they will be watching because they want to, in a way, prove that you will not make it, or some of them will just not believe that you will make it. You know, they're hoping that you will make it, but they just won't believe, especially your family. A lot of the times they might not believe in you. So the fact that you are documenting this journey, you're sharing this content as you go along, it makes you a lot more powerful, a lot more believable, a lot more authentic, a lot more relatable. And the reason for that is because people are not just going to pop out and say, you know what, this person made it because they're, they had the money, or this doesn't apply to me because, this person had the resources, or this person had the, I don't know, the looks or the beauty or the, I don't know, the connections or whatever, right? So you can prove to people in a way live, or at least not live, but little by little, by doing regular videos, by showing up to all these different events where you get invited, by showing up in all these different podcasts and media features and so on. You can prove to people little by little, not only that you do know what you're talking about, that you are worth watching, that you have a lot of content to share, and also that you were on a journey, okay, just like them, and you can prove this journey. And I think a lot of times when people, let's say you reach a much higher level, then it's a lot easier for people to relate to you when they know that you've gone from something like, from where they used to be to where they are now, to where you are now, and you've done it, and you've got this documented journey of how you've done it, okay? It's a lot more believable, a lot easier for people to connect with that. And that's the reason why I recommend you getting some courage. You getting some courage, and here are some impactful things that I believe you can do this year, okay? So first, if you're not ready to have and to publish your first book, then you can start with publishing a chapter in a collaborative book. And I'm going to be publishing some collaborative books this year that you might be interested in. So if you are one of those people that wants to publish a book, do reach out to me. That's the first thing, okay? The second thing is, do you want to speak more? Great. You want to speak more? Now, there's thousands of opportunities that come to me for speaking. Now, a lot of these opportunities are for free, okay? And why you should take a speaking opportunities where you are speaking for free is because you get to get experience speaking, okay? You get to present what you're doing, so a lot more people find out about you. Then as you're speaking, let's say you're speaking online, then you're speaking, I know, in person in a small group, and then a bigger group and so on. What happens is that, what I've discovered is that speaking at one event is contagious, okay? Why? Because it's like it brings you thousands of other opportunities as well. So opportunities for speaking on the radio, or media features, or for collaborations, or for business connections, and so many different things. And I do find that the more you are active, the more you say yes, the more you say yes, the more you get yes from the universe as well, and more opportunities come to you as well. So you become like this opportunity attractor, okay? And I find that a lot of the times the biggest, you can say the biggest and the most exciting thing that happens is when you publish a book, but not just any book. It has to be the right book, okay? It has to be the right book that looks great, and it has the right title. And when you publish a book that has the right title and has the right brand and has the right look, then you will start to see that people come to you and they say, do you want to do this? And do you want to come to this event? And do you want to do this? And it's like so exciting. It's very exciting for me to get those kind of opportunities, because it's like your life can change with one opportunity, not to mention with thousands of opportunities, okay? And this year, although I've really struggled with my throat and, migraines and whatever, I've done still 100 like podcasts that I've been featured on, and, media features, and, best-selling author multiple times. So it's like, you cannot imagine, you really cannot imagine what you can do simply by being more active, by just taking that tiny step. And I do know being courageous is the hardest thing in the world. I know this because I don't know anyone who is a bigger scaredy cat than me. Like, I don't know anyone who is like more afraid, who has been more afraid of so many different things. And it's taken me a really long time, and I mean really long time, to overcome a lot of stuff. And I do think that if I can do it, anyone can. Really, I believe that. And I really feel that if you're watching this, if you're inspired and you want to grow your brand, you really have to. You really have to come to Speakers on Leaders Luxury Business Awards, because every event that Harry and I organize is just so filled with love and kindness and togetherness and collaboration and win-win partnerships and really influential super connectors and fun people, and so much happens at the event and after the event as well. I'll tell you what happens, okay? So first, you attend and then you can take pictures with influencers you wouldn't normally get to meet. Second, you have a great time. We're going to have a fashion empowerment show. And also what happens is that at the event, we're going to have some journalists that will be interviewing every attendee. Okay. And then we're going to do a press release about the event as well, which means that the event and then your participation at the event will be, will be having its own legs in a way. And then what else? The other thing is that when you meet these, these super connectors, a lot of them have, different connections and different businesses and, different opportunities. And it's like, all of a sudden, your idea and your, I don't know, you want to sell hotels, or you want to buy hotels, or you want to buy property, or you want to, I don't know, buy a business, or you want to sell a business, or I don't know, all these different ideas that you have, or different, business opportunities that you have become more possible, because all of a sudden, someone knows someone at the event who knows someone else, and all of a sudden it's like it becomes much faster possible for you just because you attended. Okay, and that's what I think happens at every event, at every Speakers or Leaders event. I'm just going to look if any of you are commenting, because I was going to answer your questions. Okay, so now I do think that the more you overcome fear, the more you become unstoppable, the more you become fearless, and the more fun you get to have. Because when you become fearless, when you become courageous, then you take that step that is important for your dreams. Now, I've already been contacted a few times this year, although, it's only the 4th of January now, but I've been contacted multiple times this year already by people that had been watching me for years, and they were not ready to kind of go to the next level, and now they are. And I think it's important to also start doing these videos and to show up and to participate in events like Speakers and Leaders, where you can be promoted and where you can be recognized for your work, and where you can sponsor our event and then be recognized and be, seen by more people. And the reason for that is because when people take a long time to buy, okay? Some people might want to see you 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, and others will see you for years, and they will not be ready because they will be, held back by fear. And I think it's important for you to be there for, a certain number of years. And it's sometimes, it will be years before some people will be ready. And I know this because many years ago, I was a nanny, okay? And when I was a nanny, I remember that I was a massive admirer of this marketing expert called Armin Marin. And what was really great about him is that I had attended some of his workshops, and you know how a lot of people organize these kind of conferences where you can go and learn about marketing and so on. And I remember going to many of his events, and I was like so inspired. But at the time when I was a nanny, first, I didn't have a business, I had nothing to promote, but I was like so curious and I really wanted to do something. I wanted to, I don't know, create a business or something. I just had no idea what. But much later, when I was in business, he was like the first logical step to take, okay, to register for his program. So it's like you have to be there for the journey. You have to be there for people to see you, sometimes thousands of times, okay? You could be lucky and people could see you 1 time and then they'll sign up for your program. But sometimes you have to be there for many years before people can decide, and before people will say, you know what, I'm going to register with Lily. because she's awesome. Okay. And I really am. I mean, if you don't know that by now. And what I'm saying is that is that you might need a lot of time before someone really figures out that you are awesome. And you have to give them enough proof over a certain number of years before they can tell. And then, you know what? One day they'll say, I'm in, I'm going for what you have. And it might take them many years before they actually register. But when they do, because they will have watched you on video, it feels almost like they've created this connection that's much deeper connection than if you were to just like, if you were to have them, you know, see you just one time, right? Because it's like if they've been watching or listening to you on a podcast for, you know, a few years, then when they have the money, when they have the readiness, when they become fearless, when they become, you know, courageous, and their wife said, yeah, you can register for this. um, then they could finally register. And what you'll find is that, or sometimes it's not even them, right? Sometimes it's the fact that let's say they've been watching you for a long, long time, and then a friend who has been experiencing your program said, you know what, Lily's amazing. You really should register, okay? And then it will be that sometimes it will be a combination of things. It will be the fact that you've been, you know, you've had that connection online with a certain person by watching them for years, right? Or I mean, they've been watching you for years, and then someone will give a referral about you. Will say, wow, you know, you are amazing, and because of that, they will go straight ahead and they will register. But what you'll find is once they do, they could become lifetime partners, lifetime, you know, business partners, lifetime, you know, affiliate partners, or lifetime, you know, buyers, clients from your business. And the reality is you don't need a lot of clients. Okay, it's great to have a lot of clients, but you don't need a lot of clients. You need the right quality clients, okay? The kind of client that is able to like spend 50K, 100K with you, okay? That's a good client. I mean, it doesn't have to be, okay? It could be also, you know, smaller, depends on what you have to offer. But what I'm saying is that sometimes it takes a long time to build that trust and that credibility and that authority for people. But when you are courageous, I'm getting to the courage part again. When you are courageous, what happens is that you build that trust, okay? And it starts with one step. And I do think that one step for you right now is to register for Speakers Are Leaders Luxury Business Award. So you can come as a sponsor, you could come as a VIP attendee, or you can also come as a participant for the Fashion Empowerment Show, whether you are a regular entrepreneur. I mean, really, the Fashion Empowerment Show is for empowering extraordinary women that have been making a massive contribution to the world, or with their business or the products and the services. And it's to empower women to feel confident in their skin, regardless of their body shape and their age and anything else. So, and the Luxury Business Awards, it's for awarding entrepreneurs that are making a massive difference in order to encourage them to make an even bigger difference. Because we all know that the more credibility elements you have, for example, reviews, recognition, I don't know, social media features, media features, and the more you have those elements, the more people trust you. And the more they trust you, the lower your cost of acquisition for new clients. And because of that, then you can keep more money for yourself, which is something we all like, right? Okay, so coming back to that, all you have to do is book your Speakers Are Leaders Luxury Business Awards. You can message me, okay, to find out more, and I'll see you next time.